Hi lovelies, and welcome to the Witch's Cookery. Today I would like to share my updated witchy summer morning routine with you in hopes to give you some inspiration on how to bring some more joy, positive energy, motivation, mindfulness and magic into your own day too. As we are drifting into summer, the morning air fills early with a busy chatter of birds and the sun rises on a pink sky before most people have even gotten out of bed. It's the season where energies increase, abundance of color greets our garden fences, and life seems a bit less serious. I love this time of year, and summer mornings always lure me with the prospect of enjoying the fresh, untouched beauty of an awakening day in complete solitude before the mundane hustle begins. My personal morning routine changes quite a bit depending on location, the seasons, the time of year, my needs, and of course life circumstances. And I don't have the time or energy to do this complete spiritual morning routine every day, but I'm aiming for about 1 to 2 days in a week. I usually choose days that I know will be busy, stressful, or packed with to-dos I don't care much for, which might sound odd that I'm taking a big chunk of me time out of exactly those days, but I can tell you that this morning routine is so incredibly energizing and motivating that it makes up for it double and triple. Honestly, I could even spend my entire morning after it doing fiscal bookkeeping and not complain. Magic! But what is the secret to a wonderfully magical morning routine? The success of my morning routines stands or falls with the evening before. So first, we need a streamlined evening routine. And don't worry if you have neither in place and now already feel overwhelmed by the prospect of having to master 2 whole new habit sets. By evening routine, I just mean that you want to prepare a couple of things and make sure you're ready for a morning filled with magic. Setting yourself up for success basically through some mundane steps prequeling the enchanting adventures that are about to come. If I don't do these, my morning routine just doesn't happen. In the summertime, I love to start my day early, and at the moment the sun rises at around 5, and by that time I ideally already want to be fluttering through some freshly fertilized field like some big confused butterfly. So in order to have a quick and obstacle-free start to the day, I make sure I prepare everything the night before. This mainly includes already taking a shower and washing my hair. Sometimes I will throw in a bit of skincare just so I can wake up with a face like a 20-year-old apple. And most importantly, I already set out everything I need for my morning routine. In this case, this is an empty mug, a thermos, a pen, a journal, a blanket, and my book on herbs. I will also adjust my bedtime. While you can usually spot me hobgoblin through the holes until way past midnight, on evenings before my magical morning, I make sure I hit the pillow by 10 sharp. But the most important bit, at least for this cottage witch, is of course make sure that when I wake up, the energy in my house is just right, so my mind awakens happy and stress-free. What does that mean? Well, I do a very quick cleanup of the most important areas, aka the areas that I will definitely see when I wake up. The kitchen, the dining area and the living room. Oh, the choice of open living. How a space feels or looks has most definitely an effect on your energy levels as well as on how you feel, think and act. If that is now conscious or unconscious for you, but it remains a psychological fact. If you often feel frazzled, unhappy, overwhelmed, unmotivated, blocked or stressy-depressy, you might want to have a look at your surroundings. Clutter in your environment can make your brain feel cluttered with unwanted stuff too, and why would we want to subject ourselves to that first thing in the morning? So once everything is more or less organized, I'll give it a quick wipe down so I can wake up to a satisfying view. You know, as a witch, I tend to choose green and sustainable as a sign of respect to Mother Nature, so I want to introduce you to Blue Land today. Next to delicious smelling hand soap, they also make household cleaning kits. Free of parabens, phosphates and other yuck, then making sure there is no single-use plastic that ends up polluting our gorgeous planet. They use these handy tablets that dissolve in water. You just drop one in your bottle, fill it with warm water and you're good to go. Saves a lot of space in your cleaning cabinet and also money, as you don't have to spend those extra coins on whatever you're charged for all the plastic wrapping that ends up in a landfill, the ocean, or lives forever in your bathroom cabinet anyways. I also like them because obviously the crotch goblin and the semen demon love to lick various surfaces for no apparent reason at any given time, and the ingredients that Blue Land uses are EPA Safer Choice certified. I'll leave you a fantastic discount link down below that gives you 15% off your first kit if you want to try cottage witching, cleaner, greener, cheaper, and with the environment in mind too. Okay, nighttime. And good morning, rise and shine. It is time to go. It's early, but I feel excited waking up with so many lovely things planned for the morning to fill my cup. I know from previous experience how energizing this will be for the day. And first, it is time for a bit of glamour magic. I believe that a day can also very much be determined by what you wear and how much time you have put into your appearance. Personally, I find important that my look for the day matches the activity and comfort level, makes me feel good in my skin, and provides you with the confidence to make this day one of the best ones yet. In the winter, I mainly work with scents here and stay in my boring oversized sweaters, but in the summer, I like to be a bit more playful and utilize my wardrobe and fantasy. I have a think what character or energy I want to go for and choose makeup, hairstyle, accessories, and so on accordingly. Today I want to channel my inner sun child while feeling country cute, so we go for a comfortable summer denim, gold sparkly eyeshadow, and my enchanted sun necklace that reminds me to be the sunshine I want to see. Days where I put the 10 minutes in it takes to do some simple makeup and hair, I feel so much more productive, confident, and in the mood for whatever life throws at me. And now we bounce. Quietly though, those stairs are old and creaky. And yes, so far we are indeed completely uncaffeinated. Because I let the magic take care of this. Honestly, early morning air, silence, sun, and a feeling where the world belongs completely to you is the best. And all I need to wake up, well, until it wears off a little bit later on at least. Once I'm outside, I just let my feet carry me, and I consciously try and not plan my destination, but just be guided by my feet or whatever ways attract me that morning. And that in itself I consider already a bit of spiritual exercise, if you will, because it is a wonderful activity to practice listening to your intuition. By letting your conscious, rational, reasonable brain take the backseat and letting purely your heart and gut be in charge, you learn to trust yourself more. Plus, you'll surprise yourself where you end up. And I consider this my oracle for the day. I observe the spot that I ended up in. What connection do I have to it? What plants grow here? What energy do I feel there? What colors can I see? Or simply is there something special in that spot? And with special, I just mean is there something that spontaneously catches my eye? Like how birds are flying, a little bug, the movement of the wind in the grass, the shape of a puddle or the clouds above. Now, do I believe these are paranormal signs? No, I do not, but I believe that if I personally find meaning or a message in it, that is a very enriching, magical thing for my day. Today I ended up at this beautiful wildflower field and I observed the sun chasing away the darkness and slowly dipping everything in a glowing golden light. After being sick and stressed about work in bed for the past 14 days, in this moment, I just felt completely peaceful, at ease, confident in what's about to come. So my mantra for the day is everything will be just right with time, trust. And I might journal on this or scribble a derived affirmation in my calendar before I write out some to-dos for the day. This is also something you don't have to miss out on if you live in a city or somewhere unsafe where you don't have the opportunity to go out. Open a window or step onto your balcony or climb to the rooftop and see what speaks to you. On my way home, I also like to keep my eyes open just because there's so much to harvest now. This is also the reason why I always carry a thermos and a cup now. Because if I come across a plant that I would like to get to know better, I might make a fresh infusion on the spot and then enjoy that tea while I take 10 minutes to learn more about it in my book of herbs. And I consider this a really good habit for anything you would like to master. If you spend continuously 10 minutes a day on it, this amasses to quite some hours over the year. And a year from now, you will have gotten yourself a quite good basis of knowledge or skill. But today the elderflower was blooming so gorgeously, so I just had to pick that to make one of our favorite seasonal treats. Crispy, fragrant elderflower fritters alongside some strawberry coulis. The elder tree is one of the few plants that I harvest only according to folklore. But I am usually probably the least suspicious witch ever. I always ask the elder for permission before I quickly pick the blossom. In German folk belief, it is the personification or dwelling of Goddess Holder and a very powerful portal and guarding tree, and it is supposed to be real bad luck to disrespect it. And don't be fooled, I usually don't make fancy schmancy breakfasts like this most days. It is a simple bread with butter and cheese for the goblins, but as I said, magical mornings just put that pep in my step. And of course, the brood can smell the sugar, so they come out of their burrows. And while we're at the topic of taking care of small creatures, we also have to let out the chickens and collect the fresh eggs. And look at this, we went away for a couple of days and my neighbor had to watch them. And when we came back, Petunia had gone broody and my neighbor had slipped 10 fertilized eggs underneath her. So we will have baby chicks. Surprise! By the way, staring at chickens is very meditative. If you struggle with classic meditation, you should try it one time. And while I feed them, water them, and also take care of all the plant babies in my garden, I do a little gratitude exercise. We often tend to see chores as something we have to do, something that adds to our already full list of things that need to get done in a day, and something that takes away from our free time. But I personally think that it could sometimes do us some good to apply a different lens here and look at chores in a completely different light. While yes, we have to do them, we also get to do them. In my case, not everyone gets to water their own garden, not everyone gets to pet their own chicken, and not everyone gets to take care of snotty babies. And if I look at it that way, my heart really fills with gratitude that I get to do all those things that bring not only work, but also a lot of joy into my life. And you can apply this to really every nuisance in your life and suddenly see all the good and positive sides to it. Give it a try. Before I get to the glorious bit of kitchen witchery that is the first freshly brewed cup of coffee of the day, I get to hop on a bike to bring my kids to kindergarten, soaking in more of the morning beauty of the countryside. And about 20 minutes later, it is time. Let me walk you through my magical ritual. Bit of milk, bit of coffee, and lots of intention. While I prepare it, I'm thinking what I want to achieve that day and what type of energy I need to bring to the table for it. Then I take the cup in both hands and envision this energy building inside of me and flowing into the coffee, making it my magic fuel for the day. I take in the scent and let it energize me. On my phone, I keep a free app called Habit Tracker where I have a list of 10 habits I would like to practice every day. They all revolve in one way or another around my health and well-being, and I freaking love how on magical mornings and not even 8 o'clock I already get to check so many items of this list for that little dopamine kick and satisfying sense of accomplishment. I walked my 13 steps, I did a meditation, I moved my body, I dressed nice, and now I am on a roll to complete whatever else I set out to do. Last part of my morning routine is to set up for a successful day working. And in the summer, I cannot bring myself to be inside behind a computer screen, so I choose to be outside behind a computer screen. It's the little bits of freedom you create for yourself that make quality of life. Today we are working from the balcony, and naturally I need my emotional support beverages, water to hydrate, coffee to motivate, and refreshing summer drinks just for funsies. I stare into the abyss for about 5 minutes to the sound of 1,000 birds, and then we begin. I wish you a most enjoyable day filled with sparks of magic and beauty.